Hello YouTube, thanks for joining me on today's flight. Today we're going to be flying from Portland International Airport, Portland, Oregon to Medford Rogue Valley Airport in Medford, Oregon. We're going to be flying a Cessna S550 Citation 2 and we're using X-Plane 11.33. So let's start by programming our flight management computer. We're going to be using SkyVector for that purpose. We're going to go ahead and turn on our battery, AC, and master avionics. We're going to flip over to SkyVector and enter our departure airport, which is Kilo Papa Delta X-Ray, and arrival airport, which is Kilo Mike Fox Romeo. Today we're going to be flying the high altitude airways, so I want to fly above flight level 180 again to demonstrate the transition procedures above flight level 180. So we're going to file, so it looks like from Portland to Rogue Valley is going to be an east airport east of us, so we're going to file odd thousands. So let's go ahead and file 21,000, 210, flight level 210. Speed's probably going to be somewhere in the vicinity of 320 knots over ground. And let's pick a pre-programmed route that includes a departure procedure. So looking at this one here, it includes a departure procedure, the Mini 5 HISCU transition. Looks like the Eugene VOR and then the Medford VOR. Let's go ahead and choose that, see what that looks like. That looks like a pretty good route to get us out. So we'll go ahead and file that. And let's take a look at arrivals into, looks like there are no published arrival procedures into Rogue Valley. So that's fine. Let's take a look down at Rogue Valley and see what the weather is. Weather is reporting 130 at 14 knots in Medford. Just go ahead and bring up the airport diagram. So wind directions 130. See, the airport, their runway in use is going to be runway 14. Most likely that'll be the runway in use by the time we reach there. Let's, for planning purposes, plan on runway 14 arrival. So we'll go ahead and look at what the, let's go ahead and do a ILS approach. Runway 14, I'm just going to put that down here for now. So let's go ahead and bring up our Portland departure procedure. That's the Mini 5. So let's bring the Mini 5 up and see if that has a, okay, yeah, there's no second page. So that's the Mini 5. Let's see what the weather's doing here. We'll listen to ATIS in a minute, but for now, let's take a look here. So the winds are 240 at 6. To me would indicate runway 28, but let's verify that. So that's the Mini 5 departure. Let's bring up our frequencies. ATIS 128.35. Let's give that a listen. We want to go over here to our radio. 128.35. Then COM2. Turn COM2 on.
Portland INTL information echo. 2000 Zulu weather. Wind 190 at 8. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 2200 overcast. Temperature 15. Dew point 10. Altimeter 2960. Arriving runways 10 left, 10 right, 03. Departing runways 10 left, 10 right, 03. Advise on initial contact. You have echo.
Okay. Information echo is different than what we just saw on SkyVector. So they're showing, the ATIS has winds at 190 at 8, and SkyVector had them at 240. So in any case, runways 10 are in use. Let's take a quick look over here at the Mini 5 procedure for runway 10 left and right. Climb heading 103 degrees to 540 feet, then direct to the river intersection, then undepicted route, and then via transition, maintain assigned altitude, expect filed altitude 10 minutes after departure. So they'll probably give us an initial climb out altitude, and then within 10 minutes we'll go ahead, they'll give us our filed altitude, which is flight level 210. Okay, let's see how that goes. Back into the plane. All right, let's go ahead to our departure and arrivals. Whoops, we got to set our airports in there, don't we? Okay, so we have Kilo Papa Delta X-ray departure and Kilo Mike Fox Romeo is our arrival. Okay, those are in. Go to our departure page, and our departure is going to be 10. Let's see where we are in the airfield here. I'm at Empire Aviation, which, okay, so here's 10 right. So let's plan on a 10 right departure. Correction. Bring that back up again. Here's 10 right. Let's plan on, in all likelihood, a 10 left departure. 10 left right here. Most likely that's what we'll be getting. So we'll be taxiing over to 10 left right here. Okay. So let's plan on runway 10 left. We're doing the Mini 5 departure. We're doing the HISCU transition. So 10 left, Mini 5 departure, HISCU transition, and execute. And for the arrival side, most likely they're going to give us runway 14. So at least for now, and we could always change this if we need to, we're going to put a ILS runway 14 and transition SAMI. And there are no stars for this airport, so let's go ahead and enter that. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. That's our ILS 14 and see where SAMI is. Yeah, the initial approach fix SAMI is actually on the localizer, so that will begin our approach right at SAMI. And we're going to transition to SAMI from Oscar Echo Delta VOR, which is the Rogue Valley VOR right here, and then direct SAMI, and that'll put us on our ILS approach. Okay, back inside the plane, let's take a look at our legs for the flight. So again, we're anticipating 10 left. If that changes, we'll go ahead and make the necessary adjustments. So River, Cossack, Bisley, those are part of the Mini 5 departures, Mini HISCU. Okay, that's all part of the Mini 5 departure. We're going to go ahead and stitch this together. We're going to overwrite the discontinuity and execute. Then SAMI, and that begins our approach. Vista, Amas, Osage, runway 14, and then here's our missed approach procedure. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to put our cruise altitude of 21000 here. Got our legs. Okay. So it's telling us we're going to begin our descent from the HISCU intersection down to 7,000. We're going to be assigned altitudes by air traffic control, but we'll anticipate in the vicinity of or at HISCU being assigned a lower altitude. Okay, that's good. Just go ahead and bring our autopilot up here. We're going to resize this. I don't know what altitude we're going to get initially. Put that there and make it just a little bit bigger. Okay, so again, initial altitude, not sure, so I'm just going to leave that for now and move on with our checklist.
Pre-flight inspection, complete.
Simulating an exterior inspection of the airplane.
Flashlight, aboard/checked. Fire extinguisher, aboard/checked. Microphones, headsets, oxygen masks, aboard. Documents and manuals, checked. Oxygen quantity, checked.
Oxygen's good.
Circuit breakers, check in.
Checking right. Checking left. Check.
Anti-ice/DI switches, off.
All DI switches are off.
Control locks, remove.
I'm going to go ahead and remove flight controls so they don't get in our way.
Generators, except for GPU start, gen.
Left and right generators are off for ground power unit start. We are hooked up to the ground power unit. There it is.
Fuel boost pumps, norm.
Fuel boost pumps, norm left, norm right.
Ignitions, norm.
Ignitions, norm left, norm right.
Crossfeed, off.
Crossfeed set to off.
Gyro slave switch, auto.
Gyro slave, auto.
Standby gyro, on/verify power/off.
Standby gyro is on. Verifying power and off.
Seatbelt sign, check/off.
Seatbelt sign checking. And off.
Anti-skid, off.
Anti-skid is off.
Cabin pressure/rate control, set.
Okay. I'm going to take a look at real quick here at the airport elevation in Medford. Okay, so we're looking at 1,294 feet, and we're going to be flying at flight level 210. Going to set cabin pressure for 4,500.
Throttles, cut off.
Throttles and cutoff confirmed.
Engine sync, off.
Engine sync set off.
Windshield bleed valves, closed.
Close left, close right.
Battery switch, BAT, check 24 volt minimum.
Battery switch is on. Checking voltage. Confirmed 24 volts.
AC power and master avionics, on.
Already on. AC and master avionics.
Rotary test, checked.
TAS, system test OK.
Terrain awareness test start. Terrain awareness system passed. Terrain awareness test complete.
Left engine fire. Right engine fire. Ready.
Rotary test complete.
Parking brake, set.
Parking brake is
Landing
set.
gear handle down/3 green/no red.
Handle down, 3 green, no red.
Engine instruments, no flags.
And engine instruments checked.
Electric elevator trim disc checked.
Trim disc checked. Verified.
Airspeed bug, set.
Setting airspeed bug for climb out. Going to set it at 180 knots.
GPS/FMC, programmed.
FMC is programmed.
Fuel quantity, sufficient/balanced.
Showing 1,500 pounds left and right and balanced. Should be good enough for a little over 3 hours of flying. It's less than an hour flight.
Before starting engines. Chocks, removed.
Removing static elements. Confirming. And confirmed.
Seats and pedals, adjusted.
Set.
Beacon/navigation lights, on.
Beacon light on. Navigation lights on.
Cockpit lights, as required.
Not needed.
Standby gyro, on.
Standby gyro on.
AC power and master avionics, off.
AC off. Master avionics off.
Air conditioning, off.
Air conditioning rocker switch is off.
Cabin door, lock/light out.
Cabin door closed and locked. Light is out.
Before start check, complete. Starting engines. First engine ignition, on.
First engine ignition on.
First engine, start.
Starter engaged.
N2, verify RPM increase.
Verified.
First engine throttle, wait for N2 above 8% then set to flight idle.
N2's above 8%. Raising the gate. And back down to flight idle.
ITT, monitor within limits.
ITT's in the green. And coming back down.
N1, verify rotation/RPM increase.
RPM increase confirmed.
Wait first engine stabilized.
First engine stabilized.
Second engine ignition, on.
Ignition on.
Second engine, start.
Starter engaged.
N2, verify RPM increase.
RPM increase confirmed.
Second engine throttle, wait for N2 above 8% then set to flight idle.
N2's above 8%. Set flight idle.
ITT, monitor within limits.
ITT's in the green. And it's coming back down.
N1, verify rotation / RPM increase.
RPM increase confirmed.
Wait second, engine stabilized.
And second
Before
engine
taxi.
stabilized.
GPU, disconnected.
Disconnecting ground power unit. Confirmed.
Generator switches, gen.
Left generator on, right generator on.
Volt / amps, checked.
Confirmed 24 volts, 50 amps left, 50 amps right.
AC power and master avionics, on.
AC power on, master avionics on.
Passenger advisory light, pass / safety.
Passenger advisory light on.
Cabin pressure and temp controls, set / auto.
Cabin pressure set and temperature control set auto.
Gyro pressure, checked.
Gyro pressure is in the green.
Air conditioning, fan or off.
Air conditioning set to fan.
Circuit breakers, check right / check left.
Rechecking right, rechecking left. Check.
Belts and harnesses, fastened. Before taxi check, complete. Taxi. Check departure runway, bugged / verified.
We're anticipating runway 10, we're going to confirm.
Portland INTL information Foxtrot. 2000 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 2200 overcast, temperature 14, dew point 10. Altimeter 2961. Arriving runways 28 right, 28 left, 03, departing runways 28 right, 28 left, 03. Advise on initial contact you have Foxtrot.
Okay, changed over to Foxtrot, so our runway of departing runway is going to be different. We're going to be departing 28 right instead of 28 left, so let's go in here and change that. Going to departure, going to delete. We're going to delete runway 10 left. We're going to execute, and we're going to flip over to 20 right. Select. I'm going to go back to our Mini 5 departure procedure. HISCU transition. So we have 28 right, Mini 5, HISCU transition, and execute. Let's go back to our legs. 28 right. Peg T. Kelly. Dewdrey Mini HISCU. Okay, that looks good. And we're going to set our bug for departure on 28 right. Let's take a look at our Mini 5 from 28 right. Climb heading 283. Initial heading is 283. I'm going to go ahead and set our bug for 283. Back inside the airplane here.
ATIS and clearance, copied.
Okay, we have an ATIS, and we're going to go ahead and file. We're going to log on to PilotEdge. I'm going to confirm. Call sign's different. Going to be November 3206. 3206. Type S550 and connect.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Okay, let's go ahead and file a flight plan.
FedEx 470, Albuquerque Center under descend at pilot's discretion to maintain 1.
I'm going to turn off the comms for now. Okay, so Kilo Papa Delta X-ray, Kilo Mike Fox Romeo. Altitude is going to be 21000. Anticipating 320 Take a look at our nav log here. I'm going to expect that flight to take 48 minutes. I'm going to put 50 minutes, 0 hours, fuel hours is 3, and route is going to be right here. Copy that, put it here, paste it, let's confirm. Mini 5 departure, Hisku, Eugene VOR, Rogue Valley VOR. Departure correct, that's correct. 2110. Drive speed 50 minutes, 3 hours of fuel on board, and file. We'll let that sit there for a little bit, and then we'll come back and get our clearance, and we'll go through some checklist procedures.
Transponder, set as required.
Okay, we're going to turn the transponder on, put the squawk code in when he gives it to us. So right now I'm going to put that in standby.
Brakes and steering, check right/check left.
Right brake, right, left brake, and steering, check.
Flight controls, tops check/bottoms checked. Flaps, check operation/flap handle agrees with flap position.
7 degrees. 35 degrees. Track.
GPS/FMC, programmed.
Okay, we're good on the program.
Inverters, checked.
Checking inverters.
Autopilot and flight director, check/heading altitude select.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and set the autopilot. I'm going to put the flight director on. I'm going to set the autopilot. I'm just going to arm the nav. Get us set our source on the electronic horizontal situation indicator to GPS. That's confirmed. Confirmed here. We're going to do a pre-selected altitude, so we're going to arm that, and we're going to control it by indicated airspeed. So that's all set. We'll wait to get our initial altitude assignment in a minute here once we get our clearance.
Anti-ice/de-ice, check and as required.
Okay, right now we're going to leave that off.
Thrust reversers, checked.
Check thrust reversers. Check.
Flight instruments, checked.
Instruments, check.
Altimeter/altitude selector, set.
Okay, I'm going to take a look here. Let's see, Foxtrot has altimeter setting of 2961. So 2961, 2961. And again, we'll set our altitude in our autopilot.
Radio/avionics, set.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at clearance delivery frequency. Clearance delivery is 120125. Let's take a look at ground. 1219. Okay. Clearance delivery. Flight plan's been entered for a little bit now, so it should hit the system. So we'll go ahead and get our clearance. Just taking some notes here. Alright. Get our altitude assignment, departure frequency. Is you can anticipate that, and most likely will be the departure control depicted on the Mini 5, which is going to be Portland Departure Control 118.1. So most likely that'll be our departure frequency. So we'll get our squawk code here in a second. I'm going to turn COM 1 back on. We're tuned to clearance delivery. Let's wait for a few seconds here to make sure we're not stepping on any other traffic. Portland clearance delivery, citation 3206 is IFR to Medford, ready to copy.
Citation 3206, Portland clearance on request, standby. Citation 3206, clear to the Medford Airport, Mini 5 departure, HISQ transition that is filed. Climb and maintain 7,000. Departure frequency 118.42. Squawk 5542.
Cleared to Medford Airport via the Mini 5 departure HISQ transition, and then as filed, climb and maintain 7,000. Departure 118.42, squawk 5542, citation 3206.
06, read back is correct. Expect runway 10 left at Echo.
Expect 10 left at Echo 3206.
And Portland Tower, Alaska, 434 holding short, 28 left to Bravo. Ready to go when you are.
Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. So we're going to get a 10 left. No. Yeah, they flipped. They gave us a different assignment. So let's go back over here. Again, we're just going to clean this up. Going to go to departure. ATIS had us at 28 right, but let's delete that. So we're going to take that out. And we're going to execute. Expect 10 left. Again, we're going to go Mini 5, HISQ transition. So we're good there, and execute. Let's go back and look at our legs. 10 left, River Kosug, Bisley Mini HISQ. Okay, that all looks good, so that's been fixed. It's going to give ATIS another listen here. It might have switched over again.
Portland International Airport, ATIS information X-ray, 2053 Zulu, wind 240 at 5, visibility 10, ceiling 2500 overcast, temperature 16, dew point 9er, altimeter 2962, arriving and departing runways 10 left, 10 right, ILS runway 10 left and runway 10 right approach in use.
Okay, that explains it. We've gone through 3 ATISs here just in a short period of time. So now we're on information X-ray. The winds are 240 at 5, and the altimeter is 2962. 2962 pilot and 2962 co-pilot. So we're good there. All right, let's go through a few more checklist items, and then we'll go ahead and contact ground for taxi clearance.
Fuel quantity / balance, checked.
Quantity and balance, check.
Pressure source selector, checked LH/RH/ norm.
Pressure source selector to normal.
Speed brakes, check / retracted.
Speed brakes. We're going to extend them. Good there. Back inside the airplane, retract. And they're retracted.
Flaps, set 7 degrees.
Setting 7 degrees on flaps. 7 degrees set.
Trims, set 3 trim wheels.
Okay, we're set for takeoff on elevator trim. Set for takeoff on aileron and rudder.
Takeoff data / bugs, review.
Okay, we're going to review and double check. So we switch to 10 left. So I'm going to go ahead and change my heading bug. Let's take a look at the Mini 5. So now we're back to 10 left. So our climb out is going to be 103 degrees. 103. Okay, that's set.
Crew briefing, complete. Taxi check, complete.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our lights on for taxi.
Before takeoff.
Alright, so we're going to go to taxi clearance. So we're going to switch back over to... We're going to switch over to ground. Okay, ground frequency 1219. I'm going to put tower in standby. Portland Tower 1187. 1187. is standby. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our taxi clearance. Take one more look at where we are on the airport. Okay. Take some notes here. Taxi request. Portland ground, citation 3206 is at Empire Aviation. Taxi IFR with the X-ray, please. Oop. Okay. It would help if we had our comm radio on. It's on now. Let's listen for a little bit, make sure we don't step on any other traffic. Portland ground, citation 3206 is at Empire Aviation. Taxi IFR with the X-ray, please.
Citation 3206, just verify mode C on the transponder, runway 10 left at Echo, taxi via Alpha and Echo.
Yeah, we'll fix that in the transponder. Runway 10 left, Alpha and then Echo. Okay, so we're going to go back here and put our squawk code in.
X47, set to maintain 12,000.
5542, that's entered and confirmed. 5542, okay. Let's bring up the airport diagram. Rotate it, blow it up a little bit here. Okay, so we're over here. And we're going to be taxiing Alpha, then Echo, and that's where he wants us to taxi. That's the instructions we received at Echo. So it's back inside the airplane. Let's get on our way.
Alaska 434, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
Get this FMC out of our way for now.
Alaska 434, Seattle Center, under, climb maintain, flight level 230. FedEx 470, the airport, 11 o'clock and 900 miles. FedEx 470, and left downwind for runway 21, cleared visual approach.
Taxiway Alpha is clear. Go ahead and get this map out of our way.
Citation 3206, still not returning a code on your beacon, or your not receiving a return on your beacon code.
Let me give it a look. Stand by.
FedEx 470, contact tower now 134.55. Citation 3206, thanks.
Flex as power fix 470 on left downwind 421.
Bex 470, Flagstaff Tower, wind 100 at 24, gust at 37, runway 21, cleared to land.
Clear land 21, thanks for the winds, FedEx 470.
So the transponder was set to standby, that's why he wasn't receiving my mode C transponder. Okay, so we're looking for echo. It's Alpha 6. It's Alpha 6 there.
Oscar 434, contact Seattle Center 135.15.
And there's echo.
Oscar 434, Seattle Center, afternoon. Climb maintain flight level 350.
Okay. We're in the right place. Some last minute checks here. We'll go ahead and set 7,000. It's our initial altitude assignment. 7,000 set.
Ignitions on.
Ignitions on, left, right.
Anti-ice/de-ice, as required. Pitot/static heat, on.
Pitot-static heat on.
Exterior lights, on.
Recognition lights on. Landing lights on.
Transponder/CAS, on.
Transponders on. TCAS set.
Engine instruments, checked.
Engine instruments, check.
Anti-skid, on.
Anti-skid on.
Annunciator panel, checked.
No lights.
Departure runway, bugs aligned/verified.
Bugged and verified.
Before takeoff check, complete.
Okay, go ahead and bring up our multifunction display. Set that down here for situational awareness during the flight. I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit. Should be good. That over there. Okay, over to tower. Bring up our FMC. Nav radio 1187 tower. Let's confirm. .187 is tower. Departure frequency was 11842. 118.42. Put that in standby. All right. Portland Tower, citation 3206, holding short, runway 10 left at Echo, ready for departure.
Citation 3206, Portland Tower, wind 240 at 5, runway 10 left at Echo, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 10 left, 3206.
FedEx 470 to right turn when you're able into the ramp on Alpha this frequency.
Right turn when able, Alpha the ramp is frequency, FedEx 470.
Check that we have our nav source correct. We are set to GPS, good to go. Blind full power. And we're going to rotate it 95 knots. Maintain center line. And there's 95. Positive rated climb. Gear up. Flaps up. And there's 500 above airport elevation. Making our left turn to intercept the first leg. Autopilot.
Citation 3206, contact departure.
Over to departure, 3206. Departure citation 3206 is out of 3,900, climbing 7,000.
November 3206, pull on departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 15,000, the altimeter 2962.
Climbing 15,000, 2962 from 3206. Setting 15,000. There's 15. Altimeter set 2962. Okay, rate of climb 3,000 feet per minute out of 6,000 for 15,000. Now, one of the things he might do, he might, instead of making us fly the entire departure procedure, he might give us a clearance direct. And most likely it would be mini, so that we bypass the Cossack and Bisley waypoints on the published departure. We'll see what he does. Out of 7,600 for 15,000. 4 miles from Cossack. Checklist.
After takeoff and landing gear and lights, up and off.
Landing gear is up and lights are off.
Yaw dampener
Alaska
on.
434.
Yaw dampener on.
Flaps up.
Flaps are retracted.
Engine sync on.
Engine sync
Alaska 434, standby.
is on.
Ignitions normal.
Ignition set to normal left and right.
Climb power set.
Climb power is set.
Anti-ice/de-ice as required.
And we're going to leave those alone for now.
Pressurization checked.
Pressurization 4,500 set. We're at showing 2,000 right now.
Passenger advisory lights as required.
Okay, we're going to leave that on.
Exterior lights as required.
We're good on exterior
Climb
lights.
check complete. Transition climb.
Not at transition altitude yet. That'll be flight level 180.
Alaska 434, clear direct June Edge now at Juliet, Uniform November Echo Juliet. I'll see what I can do. Citation 3206, contact Seattle Center 121.4. Number 3206, Seattle Center, roger, climb maintain flight level 210.
Up to flight level 210, 3206. Setting autopilot to 21,000. 21,000 set. Okay, so he didn't clear us direct to Mini intersection, so we're going to be flying the full departure procedure. So we're coming up on Misley and making our right turn direct to Mini. It's 31 nautical miles. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if he did give us, say, a clearance directly to Mini, so we'd be bypassing our published departure procedure, the one we entered into our flight management computer, is when you set direct Mini, you need to clear out the departure procedure that's been programmed into the FMC. Otherwise, it will attempt to bring you back to your departure procedure once you reach your direct waypoint. It's happened to me a couple times, and so you have to clear out the ghosts. You're not going to see them when you go to your legs page. They're in there though, because you have the departure procedure programmed in there. It needs to be cleared out. So you would go over here, your departure arrivals, you would go to your departure, you would select delete, and delete that runway, and it'll take that departure procedure out of your flight management computer, because you don't need it anymore. If it clears you direct, say to Mini, if you don't clear it out, again,
Albuquerque Center, November 30906 Tango on the ground at Santa Fe, IFR clearance, Albuquerque.
To the waypoint that you bypassed. So just keep that in mind.
Number 30906 Tango, Albuquerque Center on request, MI.
Okay, there's Mini, and we're 26 nautical miles. There'll be a left turn direct Hisco at 164 degrees. Okay, coming up on transition altitudes.
Hey, Bonanza 906 Tango, cleared Albuquerque Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 10,000. Departure with Albuquerque Center on 134.32. Squawk 4404. Hold for release.
Okay, so I'm
cleared as filed 10,000, 134.3.324404. Hold for release, November 30906 Tango, and I was going to do the departure procedure.
Bonanza 906 Tango, your readback is correct. Call me back on this frequency when you're sure of the runway first in line.
Yeah, so the transition requires that you set your altimeter to 29 or 9 or 2. So I set both pilot and co-pilot to 29 or 9 or 2. Let's go through the rest.
Recognition lights off.
Okay, that tone was 1,000 short of our set altitude of 21,000. Recognition lights off, and they're off.
Oxygen, check.
Checking oxygen, and in the green.
Pressurization, check.
Okay, we have 4,500 set, showing 4,000.
Air conditioning, fan or off.
Okay, we're set to fan.
Transition check, complete.
Okay.
Descent.
So we're good on our transition checklist, and we're leveling off at flight level 210. Turn on our weather radar here. Shouldn't have any issues between here and Medford. Okay, 16 nautical miles from Mini. Left turn to Hisco. Then it'll be 111 nautical miles to our initial approach fix show. That's Sammy.
Calling Big Sky's broken.
Alright. So we can get rid of that. Definitely going to need
Okay, I've got lots of little airports inside my airspace. You gotta be a little bit more specific. 20 miles west of where? Full stop to where?
So I'm just looking at the pilot briefing section of the approach plate.
Number 22 Whiskey Lima, maintain VFR squawk 2343.
Okay, so it's saying here that if the Medford altimeter setting is not received, the procedure is not applicable, so we need to make sure we get the Medford altimeter setting. For inoperative approach lighting system, you increase the straight-in ILS 1.4 visibility to 1 3/4 statute miles. Increase straight-in localizer 1.4 category C in the aircraft. This doesn't apply to us, we're category Bravo. Visibility to runway visual range of 5,500. Increase straight-in localizer 1.4 categories Charlie and Delta visibility to 2.5 statute miles. So those don't apply to us. So we need to make sure we get the altimeter setting at Medford. Missed approach procedures climb to 6,600.
Number 22 Whiskey Lima, radar contact 20 to the west of the Boise Airport, altitude verified, altimeter is
6,600 on the localizer, which is the IMFR, on a southeast course to the Geolock intersection, and the localizer 1.6 DME, and then a climbing right turn on heading 350, and on the Rogue Valley VOR on the 160 radial direct to the VOR and hold. So
Number 22 Whiskey Lima, had a bit of network issue there, just radar contact position, altitude check. I expect left downwind for runway 28 left, report the airport site.
So here's our quick reference, 6,600. 1.6 DME from localizer on heading 350 direct Rogue Valley. I'm sorry, to the Rogue Valley VOR on the 160 radial, then hold at the Rogue Valley VOR. So we're going to go ahead back in the airplane here. We're going to go ahead and turn on. Let's go ahead and set our ATIS at Rogue Valley. 12725. 127.25. Put that in COM2. Go ahead and put our COM2 on. So we'll start picking up that ATIS once we get within range. Make sure that we have the appropriate runway programmed into our FMC.
November 22 Whiskey Lima, roger, contact Boise Tower 118.1, good day.
Alright.
Alaska 434 is cleared, direct Burgle.
Direct Burgle now, Alaska 434, appreciate it.
Okay, 35 nautical miles to Hiskeu and then Sammy. Showing 261 indicated and 328 over ground. Showing a headwind, dead on headwind of 27 knots right here on our multifunction display. It's not helping things out for us today.
Number 22 Whiskey Lima, Boise Tower, advise you have the ATIS aircraft type.
Gonna go ahead and put the Medford Tower in
Skyhawk
standby.
22 Whiskey Lima, or left downwind, runway 28 left.
Albuquerque Center, November 3096 Tango. It's ready for IFR departure, runway 15.
Number 3096 Tango, thank you. You're released for departure. Your clearance is void if not off by 2150 Zulu, time now 2144.5. If not off by 2150, call back with your intentions no later than 2152. Frequency change is approved.
Cleared for departure, void if not off by 2150, change frequency, November 3096 Tango.
To go to his scoop. So it's showing wind barbs for our cruise altitude, which we set in here. Let's see. There's his scoop right there. We're probably about right here. So yeah, it's agreeing with what the multifunction display is showing. So each of the long barbs is 10 knots, so we're showing 40 knots from the right front. So we have a right quartering headwind at 40 shown on SkyVector, and we're showing 31 on our display. So pretty close. Definitely slow us down. Showing 331 over ground. 261 indicated. Fuel burn rate is just over 600 pounds per hour, both left and right. And we have just over 1,000 pounds on board. Time remaining is going to be, since we're coming up on Hiskew, yeah, so it's a 48-minute flight. We're roughly going to be halfway into it at that point, so it should about 20 to 25 minutes remaining. 11 to go for Hiskew. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is, since we're going to be shooting in ILS, we're going to be tuned to the localizer radio 110.3. 110.3. I'm going to make sure we have 110.3. Set in nav 110.3. And at the appropriate time when we are on the localizer, we'll go ahead and switch our nav source here to VOR 1 and set our autopilot to approach. 6 to go to Hiskew. So right here in the flight plan, this is a type of aircraft. It's the Citation.
Which we scream, if you make your pattern a bit tighter, you want to be, I mean, really no further than a mile south of the field on a left downwind edge.
So the Cessna 550 Slant Golf, which is a GNSS, basically a satellite navigation capable aircraft. If we were flying from flight level 290 up to 410, this would now have to become slant Lima. We would have to have a slant Lima capable aircraft to fly at those flight levels. So if we were flying again at 290 or above, we would have to file slant Lima.
Citation 32060, Medford, altimeter is 2955, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 12,000.
2955, descend pilot's discretion, 3206.
Citation 32060, descend at pilot's discretion to maintain 12,000.
Pilot's discretion, 12,000, 3206. Down to 12,000.
Albuquerque, November 30, 6 Tango, 7,500.
That's 3096 Tango, Albuquerque Center, afternoon, IDEP, please.
We're going to go ahead and reduce power.
Runner 6 Tango, radar contact 2 miles north of Santa Fe VOR, altitude indicates now 7,800. And the Albuquerque altimeter 2993.
2993, November 30, 6 Tango.
So we're not in a super big hurry to get down to 12,000, but I'm initiating the descent. We have 103 nautical miles to the localizer.
Horizon Air 2060, Portland clearance, clears Seattle Airport, Portland 1 departure, radar vectors Cougar, then as filed, climb and maintain 6,000, departure frequency 124.35, squawk 5740.
So sometimes when you're recording your flight and trying to interact with air traffic control, it's easy to miss certain things that the controller is assigning you because you're...
Horizon Air 2060, you're back correct. Number 22 Whiskey Lima, runway 28 left, clear to land, wind at 320 at 11.
Because you're focused in part on delivering the narration through the flight and in part on listening to and following ATC instructions. Okay, out of flight level 185.
Number 22 Whiskey Lima, you overshot final by a pretty significant margin. Go around, make left traffic, report midfield.
So once we're below flight level 180, we're going to go ahead and set our altimeter to the altimeter setting given to us by the controller, which was 2955.
November 22 Whiskey Lima, make left traffic, report midfield.
2955 set, pilot, co-pilot. Getting descent
Defog
checklist.
fan, hot.
Defog fan is on.
Foot warmers, closed right / closed left. Airflow distribution, cockpit.
Airflow distribution is set to cockpit.
Pressurization, set.
Pressurization is set. 4,500, showing 4,500.
Windshield bleed air / manual valves, low / max.
Windshield bleed air. Left. And right. Set.
Anti-ice / de-ice, as required.
I'm going to leave those for now.
Fuel, balanced / cross feed off.
Fuel balanced and cross feed is off.
Descent check, complete. Approach.
Go through those when we get closer. We're 88 nautical miles from our initial approach fix at Sammy intersection. Out of 1,600, descending 12,000. Rate of descent 1,000 feet per minute. Airspeed indicated 211. Ground speed 253 knots. Turn on our nav radio 1, so we'll begin receiving the localizer signal, which is going to be India Mike Fox Romeo. So did it, dot, did it, dot, it, did, it. Once we hear that, we know we're receiving the station. next handoff is going to be 124.3 Cascade Approach Control. Okay, we're seeing Sammy on our scope. 57 to go.
Valley International Airport, ATIS Information Lima, 2153 Zulu, wind 150 at 8, visibility 10, 7,000 scattered, ceiling 10,000 overcast, temperature 2.1, altimeter 2956, arriving and departing runway 4, visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
So Lima is current.
Rogue Valley International Airport, ATIS Information Lima.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and set our altimeter to 2956. 2956, pilot, co-pilot. So runway 14 is in use, so good there. So now that we have our ATIS, we can fly this approach. The visibility is within specs to make the approach legally.
Alaska 434, contact Oakland Center 132.905.
Oakland now on 3295, Alaska 434. See ya.
Sammy.
Oakland, good afternoon, Alaska 434 with you, flight level 350, continuous slide, occasional moderate up here.
Alaska 434, Oakland Center, roger.
That's going to be the Pacific Ocean out there off of our right side. Beautiful flying day here in the Medford area. .46 to go to Sammy. Showing 217 indicated, 251 over ground. I'm going to anticipate, this could change, but we'll go ahead and set our autopilot down to 7,000. It'll probably step us down to 7,000, but 7,000 is the initial approach fix. At Sammy's above 7,000. So we're in category Bravo.
That's a 906 Tango, contact Albuquerque, approach 127.4.
127.4, November 3096 Tango.
Straight in ILS 14.
Citation 3206, descend and maintain 10,000, contact Cascade, approach 124.3.
Down to 10,000 over to 124.3, 206. Get the 10,000 set, and we're beginning our descent. And we're going to set 124.3. 11,600, descending 10,000.
Citation 3206 Cascade approach, roger, advise when you have the ATIS altimeter 2956, expect visual approach runway 14.
3206 has Lima, 2956, and expect visual for 14, 3206.
Albuquerque approach November 30906 Tango 10,000 with Juliet. Have a request.
3096 Tango Albuquerque approach. Thanks for Juliet. Go ahead.
Vectors for the ILS-8 circle to land, runway 26, 3096 Tango.
Number 3096 Tango, roger, runway 21 is available if you like.
Circle to land, runway 21. That'd be great, thank you.
Number 3096 Tango, roger, expect vectors ILS runway 8 with circle and runway 21.
Alright, so we're going to expect a visual approach for runway 14 into Rogue Valley. We're going to go ahead and keep the localizer on and set it up for an ILS approach. Okay, leveling off at 10,000. 31 to go to Sammy. And a little bit of power back in. Go through our approach checklist.
Altimeters, set / cross-checked.
Okay, showing 2956, we're set both altimeters. Make sure information Lima is still current.
Board instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima.
Alright, Lima is still current.
Belts and harnesses, on right / on left. Passenger seats, upright / outboard. Cabin and emergency exits, clear. Recognition lights, on.
Recognition light on.
Landing data, set / posted.
Okay, we're set on landing data for the ILS 14.
Anti-skid, on.
Alright, anti-skid is on.
Pressurization, checked.
Pressurization is set, field elevation. Alright, good.
Avionics / flight instruments, set.
Okay, our avionics are set. Flight instruments set.
Approach briefing, complete. Passenger advisory lights, pass / safety.
Okay, we're passenger safety.
GPS selector, set.
Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to take care of that as we intercept the localizer.
Approach check, complete.
Okay. $25 to go, Sammy. So he's going to ask us at some point to advise when we have the runway in sight or the airport in sight. In order to be cleared for the visual, we'll get handed off to tower. It's going to double check tower frequency 1194. Put that in standby. 22 to go.
Citation 3206 flighting 160 vectors visual approach to runway 14.
Turning heading 160 vectors for visual 14 3206. Switch over here to heading 160. Flip this over to VOR 1.
Sky 3539 Helena ground. I'm going to have you refile your flight plan. 2 reasons. 1, never put runway requests in routing. That goes for both departures and for arrivals. They'll never be accepted. If you want a runway, you can make the request in remarks. Even that can't always be guaranteed, however. Secondly, the rating requires that you use airways in your routing, and you don't have that.
So the controllers, many of you know this, you probably work with PilotEdge, but they're
Citation 3206D, set to maintain 8,000.
Down to 8,000, 3206. So they'll often give very detailed instructions to pilots that are using the PilotEdge system as a learning tool to make them more proficient. So you just heard some comments to a pilot about how he filed his flight plan, and so he'll learn from that, and the next time he does it, he'll know what to do and what not to do to avoid that issue. Alright, so we're on last assigned heading of 160, we're descending 8,000. We're being vectored for the visual approach.
Lima November Foxtrot Tango Delta on Phoenix clearance. I hear you loud and clear.
Should break soon. The tone is 1,000 from target altitude to 8,000. Descending at 1,500 feet per minute. And we're breaking out of the clouds there.
Sky 3539 Helena grounds cleared to Livingston Airport. Stack 4 departure. Cons transition. Then as filed. Climb maintain 1,000. Departure on 119.5. Squawk 6224. Sky 3539, reback, correct. Number 3096 Tango, fly present heading, vectors for the ILS runway 8 approach, descend and maintain 8,000.
8,000, present heading, November 3096 Tango.
Speed over ground is 195. Okay, there's the nav radio, IMFR, which is the local.
Sky 3539 Helena ground. Did you have ATIS?
Okay, so we're
Sky 3539 information. Oscar is current. Grab Oscar. Let me know when you have it. It'll be runway 27. Taxi via Charlie. Cross runway 35 on Charlie.
So we are receiving the localizer, as I said, and so our final approach is going to be 143. So we're left of the localizer.
Number 96 Tango, turn right, heading at 210.
Coming through.
210, number 3096 Tango.
Sky 3539 is cross runway 35 on Charlie.
Slowing the airplane down.
Citation 3206 to maintain 6,500.
Down to 6,500 for 3206.
And citation 3206 Medford Airport is 11 o'clock and 15 miles. Report when you have it in sight.
Wilco 3206.
Citation 3206, thanks. Clear visual approach to runway 14.
Cleared visual, runway 14, 3206.
Bonanza 96 Tango, turn left, heading 150.
Before
150,
landing gear,
6 Tango.
down 3 green, no red / verified.
Citation 3206, contact Medford Tower, 119.4, we'll see you.
Over to 119.4, 3206, thanks.
Bonanza 3096 Tango, 6 miles from Jalab, turn left, heading 110. And maintain 8,000 until established on localized. Clear the ILS runway 8 approach with circle line runway 21.
Medford Tower, citation 3206, with you inbound, runway 14 approach.
Runway 3206 Medford Tower, wind 160 at 8, runway 14, clear line.
Autopilot.
Clear lane, runway 14, 3206. So I just disengaged the autopilot, we're flying the visual. Slow the airplane down, and some flaps there, 7 degrees.
$2,500.
25 AGL. Set flaps 20 degrees. Going to slow down to a final approach speed of 95 knots. Declutter here a little bit. Flaps 35 degrees.
Ignitions on.
Circle clearance, good afternoon, American
Engine sync.
9449, information Sierra requesting clearance.
Pressurization, check 0 differential. Landing
American
lights
9449,
on.
Seattle clearance, cleared to Salt Lake City Airport, Suma 1 departure. Suma, Venice filed, climb and maintain 9,000.
Annunciator panel.
Seattle departure
Clear.
frequency 120.4, squawk 2333.
Brakes. prior to 50 feet AGL.
American 9449, clear
Autopilot
to Salt Lake,
ammeter
Summer 1,
off.
Summer, climb 9000.
Before landing check.
Frequency
complete.
120.40 and squawk 2333.
Okay, airspeed's good.
American 9449, your read back correct.
Tower,
Tower 3539, holding short 27, ready to departure.
ILS 8, circle to land 21.
Richard 096 Tango Albuquerque Tower, good afternoon. Circle north of the field, enter a right downwind for runway 21, clear to land, wind 180 at 10.
Right downwind for runway 21, November 3096 Tango, cleared to land.
Sky 3539 Helena Tower, wind 320 at 10, runway 27, cleared for takeoff.
27 clear for takeoff, 3539.
Okay, showing 2 white, 2 red. So we're on glide slope, looking good. Airspeed, looking good. We'll speed up just a little bit. Showing 93 knots. It's 500 AGL.
$400. $300. $200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20,
Power back.
10.
Maintain center line. And we're on the ground. What's up? Medford Tower 3206, clear the runway at Alpha 6.
Citation 3206 in the ramp via Alpha. This frequency actually is go Alpha, Bravo 3, and Bravo this frequency. We'll talk to you next time.
Alpha Bravo 3 Bravo to parking 3206. Remain this frequency, thanks.
Sky 3539, contact departure.
Over to departure, Sky High 39.
Phoenix delivery, it's number 186 Papa Cirrus Blanco, 5,000 to the north, it's going to be IFR negative, following please.
Sky 3539, Helena departure. Helena altimeter is 2972 at departure procedure.
Disconnected. After landing, silent. Anti-skid, off.
Anti-skid off.
Pitot heat / anti-ice / de-ice, off.
Pitot heat off.
Ignitions, normal.
Ignitions, normal. Left, right.
Exterior lights, as required.
Okay, I'm going to turn off recognition light.
Standby gyro, off/caged.
Standby gyro off.
Transponder, as required.
Transponder, just gonna go ahead and turn that off.
Radar, standby.
Radar to standby.
Flaps, up.
Flaps, up.
Speed brakes, retracted.
Speed brakes are retracted.
Trims, reset.
Resetting trim.
After landing check, complete.
I'm gonna park over here next to this Fox X-Ray Romeo Bravo airplane. Okay.
Shutdown. Check parking brake, as required.
Parking brake set.
Transponder, standby.
Transponder is off.
Avionics and inverters, off.
Avionics off. Inverters off.
Overhead/defog fans, off.
Defog fan off. Windshield bleed air off. Left and right.
Air conditioning, off.
Okay, turning fan off.
Throttles, cut off.
Throttles to cut off. Lift the gate. Cut off left and right.
Exterior lights, off.
All exterior lights off.
Passenger advisory lights, off.
Passenger advisory is off.
Battery switch, off.
Battery switch off.
Clock, zeroed.
Turn left and right generators off.
Shutdown check, complete.
Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the flight today from Portland to Medford. Hopefully you gleaned a couple of tidbits that might be helpful in the future. I'll post some additional flights in the very near future. Program in some weather next time. So we'll have some IMC en route, and we'll put some winds in there and precipitation for landing. So again, thanks for joining me on the flight today, and we'll see you next time.